She was tall and blonde and carrying a stack of CDs. This should be good.
I found these CDs and they sound better than the original recordings. I think my husband stole the studio masters because I can't hear any record scratches.
Well, sweetheart, why couldn't he have just used Spin It Again?
Spin It Again?
Spin It Again is a computer program that makes it easy to record your LPs to CD.
So my husband's not a crook?
No, sweetheart. He probably just went to acoustica.com and downloaded Spin It Again. Just search the web for Spin It Again.
The Radio Memories Network is brought to you in part by Liberated Syndication. Podcast publishing made easy. Libsyn.com. That's LIBSYN.com. The Radio Memories Network welcomes you to the earliest days of radio. All this is still ours today through the Radio Memories Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the radio audience.
Hi everyone, this is John Grimmett. Welcome once again to Radio Journeys. You know, last week I mentioned to you that I've started using some online newspaper archives, taking a look back into the 1930s, finding all these old radio shows, learning exactly when and where they were originally broadcast, or at least times that were very close to their original broadcasts. Now, most of the programs that we do have, actually we already know the dates for them. But there are several programs, especially in 1932, that we don't know the dates for. In fact, not only do we not know the dates, but we know almost nothing about them. No details about cast or producers, no indication of when they were originally broadcast or where. Tonight, we're going to start a cycle of some of these serials that were syndicated, but that we know almost nothing about. We've been listening to a couple of them already. The Misadventures of Cy and Elmer, as you know, and another one, Omar, the Wizard of Persia. We're going to hear another episode of The Misadventures of Cy and Elmer tonight. It's episode 12. We do know a little bit more about Cy and Elmer than we do about the others we're going to hear tonight. We know that Cy and Elmer was syndicated. We know that it was probably produced in Los Angeles. And Dave Golden's Radio Index says that it was produced by R.U. McIntosh and Associates, a syndication company. In addition, they were also syndicated by two other companies based in Hollywood, California, Recordings Incorporated Studios and Hollywood Radioscriptions. We have no information whatsoever about the cast of the show, or the director or producer or anything else. But we do have a couple of names associated with the show, Charles Jacobs and Perry Crandall. Now, these two names, Charles Jacobs and Perry Crandall, are copyright claimants to the program, or at least they used to be. Of course, like most of these old 1932 serials, this one, too, is now in the public domain. But if Jacobs and Crandall are the copyright claimants, could they also be the original cast members, Cy and Elmer? That's a mystery just waiting to be solved by somebody.
That's what the hiring is for, you darned old ninny, to find out. We're detectives. Yeah.
Now, most of the recordings that we have, or rather all of the recordings that we have of Cy and Elmer, are dated 1931. Month and day of original broadcast unknown. Dave Golden dates them as possibly 1933. And I've seen them in radio schedules also, in late 1933 and early 1934. So could that be the actual date when they were first broadcast? Well, no doubt many of these shows may have been reruns. Cy and Elmer is one of those series that also could have been broadcast several times in cycles over local radio stations. Fascinating mysteries of early radio. But after Cy and Elmer, we have even greater mysteries to unveil for you tonight. 3 serials, all of which are fairly well produced, and none of which we know anything about. They're all dated 1932. Beyond that, we can't say much about them. One of these is the first of 12 episodes of a very brief-running serial called Abroad with the Lockharts.
Tonight we inaugurate a series of broadcast episodes over this station entitled Abroad with the Lockharts.
Dave Golden here, too, also says that he believes that Abroad with the Lockharts featured Jean and Kathleen Lockhart, the mother and father of June Lockhart and Anne Lockhart. June Lockhart, if you remember, was the actress in Lost in Space in her later acting career. Now, the whole Lockhart family, 3 generations of them, began acting in movies in the late 1930s. I found one biography on the International Movie Database on the Internet saying that the Lockharts began working in radio in 1933 in a show on NBC called Sunday Night at 9. Now, I found no scheduled episodes of Sunday Night at 9 in any of the old newspapers I have access to, and I certainly have not found any record in any newspapers of Abroad with the Lockharts either. Now, given that they had just entered both theater and radio in 1933 and did not really become very famous names until 1936 or so, I have my doubts that these Lockharts are Jean and Kathleen Lockhart. The name may be just a coincidence. If anybody out there knows any more about the Lockharts in this series, please feel free to let me know.
Valley and mountain, river and plain, through wind and storm, rides Anne of the Airlanes.
Now, the next serial we're beginning tonight is Anne of the Airlanes, also dated from sometime in 1932, but possibly as late as 1935. Again, no schedules exist in any of the 1930s newspapers that I've searched, and once again we have no information on cast. It was syndicated, of course, but we don't know the company that it originated from either. It is quite possible, in fact, that these recordings were never broadcast. But Anne of the Airlanes is quite interesting old radio, adventure serial, entertaining listening, filled with intrigues and adventures in foreign lands, the way that listeners to the radio in the early 1930s expected to hear it. And then the third mystery serial, and I don't mean mystery in the sense of a whodunit, but a mystery in the sense that we don't know anything about it. The third serial tonight is George Bruce's Air Stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present another in the series of war air stories by that ace of all air story writers, George Bruce.
Also called Air Stories of the World War. That's the First World War. I've searched high and low throughout the newspapers for this one. We actually have a date for this recording of February 2nd, 1932, but it's anybody's guess where that came from. No radio schedules for it in any of the newspapers I've searched, and no information on cast or originating syndicating company. It's possible that the 1930s actor Alan Reed may be in at least one of these episodes, but again, that also is a theory or conjecture that has been made by some of the radio historians who are trying to figure out exactly where this program came from and who's in it. In fact, the only thing that we do know about Air Stories of the World War is what the announcer tells us about it at the beginning of each show. George Bruce is an aviation writer, writes articles for what may be one of the very first aviation magazines, or at least one of the very first aviation story magazines. It's called Aces. The show basically serves as an advertisement for Aces magazine, and that's the only information we have. George Bruce's Air Stories of the World War. It's a very well-made series, lots of great sound effects, some good writing, some very passionate acting. Reminds me very much of the production quality of The Empire Builders. Now, all of these serials, from Cy and Elmer, one of the better known of them, all the way to George Bruce's Air Stories, were probably broadcast primarily on low to medium-sized radio markets. They were usually not featured on the big radio stations in the big cities at the time, and that may be why it's so hard to find schedules for them. There were several hundred independent, unaffiliated stations in America who couldn't afford to pay a lot of money to broadcast their shows, and there were several dozen syndicated recording companies selling them low-cost alternatives to the network shows or the more expensive syndicated shows. And that could be the origin of these broadcasts. Until we find more information about them, they remain the mystery serials in the truest sense of the word. And so tonight, 4 great serials for you, one that is continuing, The Misadventures of Cy and Elmer, plus 3 others just beginning tonight, and we'll continue to cycle through them in the coming weeks and months. Abroad with the Lockharts, Anne of the Airlanes, and George Bruce's Air Stories of the World War. And, of course, between each of these programs, you'll hear a station ID from KHJ in Los Angeles from 1931, which I've edited out of one of the air checks I have from that station, actually taken from the Bing Crosby broadcast of September 2nd, 1931. So there you go, 4 episodes of 4 serials. See you in about an hour. Enjoy.
And this is KHJ, the Don Lee Station, Los Angeles.
The Misadventures of Cy and Elmer. Have had a short vacation from the dangers of detecting and have been taking it easy. But we now find the boys all mixed up in another mystery. We last saw them called to the Pumpkinville Depot, where the local station agent was to give them the details of a series of crimes being committed on the railroad right of way. A heavy conference is now going on in the office of the Snoop and Sneak Detective Agency, Limited. And we look in as the old boys, with Elmer, reading their final instructions from their mail-order book on how to be a detective.
Now listen close, Si. I'll read it just once more, and that's all.
Yeah?
Says here, to add up all your evidence and information.
Yeah?
Then subtract all gossip, inference, and hearsay.
Huh?
And then to tabulate the results.
Yeah?
Which will give you the nucleus on which to base your working theory. And then you proceed from there to locate the motive.
Yeah, that mixes me up worse than if we never had the book, Elmer.
Certainly it mixes you up, but it's easy for me, nothing to it. All them big words don't mean nothing, but to just sit right down and figure out how much you know about the case. And then get busy doing something about it.
Yeah, it's awful nice, Elmer, to know all about them hard things.
Oh, take nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd ever do without you.
Oh, shucks, that's all right. I don't mind dividing up my brains with fellas that was behind the door when they was passing out the cents.
Where do we start with?
Well, we'll start figuring how much we know about the case.
We don't know nothing, only that Zeke has hired us to work for the railroad.
Well, railroad said to hire the best local talent, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we're it, Cy Perkins. We're the best talent of any kind.
Yeah, but do you reckon Zeke has got the right to hire us for the job? So's we'll get paid and all?
Why, looky here, Cy. Didn't he show us that telegram from the president of the railroad? Right from the president?
Yeah.
Saying expense didn't matter nothing?
Well, of course, expense don't matter to the railroad.
Of course not.
No, but it matters plenty to us. And if we don't get no pay...
No sweet spirits of cider, Si.
Eh?
That means the railroad don't care how much expense we cost him in getting this thing fixed up.
Oh, all right, if that's it.
Ain't no ifs about it. When Elmer Peabody says a thing, well, that's it. It's so.
And we got to detect a real murder, Elmer?
Certainly it's a real murder. Whole lot of murders, if you ask me.
Maybe it ain't so bad, Elmer. Zeke might have just been putting on a little for us.
Si, he weren't putting on nothing. There's been 5 men killed out there. Yes, sir, 5 of them. And 2 of them was private detectives for the railroad.
And that's what I don't like about it, Elmer.
Don't like what?
Well, what's it going to stop you and me from being the next 2 detectives killed?
Why, because them other detectives wasn't smart like you and me.
Huh?
They were just plain detectives. You know, Si, without no diploma from a correspondence school or instruction book like this wouldn't help me nothing.
Somehow I'm a-getting awful nervous.
It don't mean nothing. You get nervous crossing a street. Now, let's see what we know about this here case. We know there's a section crew working out on that branch line of Squash Holler, don't we?
Yeah.
Right past where it goes over the bridge.
Yeah.
And we know, too, that there's been a man killed there every darn night for the past 5 nights.
And we got to ride that 3 o'clock train to the junction and then walk 2 miles, Elmer. 2 whole miles.
Yeah, that's right. What's the matter with you? You can walk 2 miles, can't you?
Yeah, I can do it, but that ain't it.
Well, what kind of talk is that? You can do it, but it ain't it.
Well, I mean, I can walk all right.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, but we'll be walking right into a terrible dangerous case in the dark.
Oh, sweet sorghum, Si. Ain't you ever going to get over being scared about
and
everything?
We don't know who's doing the murdering or how they're doing it or nothing.
Certainly we don't know who's doing it or how.
No.
That's what they're hiring us for, you darn old ninny, to find out. We're detectives.
Yeah, but if all them others has been killed, we're liable to get it too.
No, we ain't. We're smart, Si. Yeah. That is, I'm smart, and you get part of the credit by tagging along with me.
Won't Zeke tell us just what happened out there?
Nobody will tell us nothing till we get on the job.
Yeah.
Zeke said the story was so darn wide, nobody'd believe it. The railroad was getting scared. They can't keep no men working out there. Say, did you know all them Mexican boys is ready to quit right now?
Is they Mexican fellers on the section crew?
The only kind of a section crew I ever heard of is Mexicans with an Irish boss.
Yeah?
Them Mexican boys is wanting to run off the job right now.
Yeah, that don't look like we're going to have a very nice time out there, Emma.
Ain't going to have a nice time. We're going to do some desperate detectives, Si Perkins, and it's about time, too. Laying around this office for 3 days, going to barn dance, and then going to picture show. Si, we're getting soft. Getting soft, I tell you.
Yeah, I noticed you was letting that gal in the hotel barber shop shine up your fingernails.
Well?
Yeah, and you can't read the paper now, unless you got gloves on you, for fear them darn fingernails are shining in your eyes.
Now, look here, Si Perkins. My fingernails ain't got nothing to do with you. Not a darn thing, nothing at all.
Well, all right.
Waiter told me to get 'em fixed. That's all. So they look nice when they put 'em on the tablecloth, eating dinner with it.
Yeah, well, maybe the widow told you to get 'em fixed, all right. But I'll bet she won't think none too much of you, Elmer. After I tell her that you sit in there for 2 hours with that finger-fixing gal holding your hand.
Well, what do you think she'd be doing? She couldn't shine my fingernails and behold my foot, could she? Now, cut all this foolishness and figure out this case.
Well, I've been trying to. But how can we figure out anything when we don't know how them fellers is getting killed out there?
Si, nobody ain't going to tell us nothing till we get out there, I've been a-telling you.
Yeah?
Because they're afraid we won't take the case. All we know for sure is that there was a man killed out there every night for 5 nights.
Yeah.
Get that through your head, if you can think.
Yeah.
And that they was killed just exactly at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, but why didn't we know nothing about it before this, Elmer? It wasn't in the papers or nothing.
Certainly it wasn't in the papers. The railroad's trying to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
So's the working folks don't get scared. All scared in that part of the country.
I don't think it's no kind of a case for us to go out on tall.
Why not?
Well, why don't the railroad keep sending out more of their own detectives till they get it figured out?
Because the railroad's had 2 of their best detectives killed already, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worrying about, I'm telling you. Yeah, if there's been 2 detectives killed already, there's liable to be 2 more get hurt. And I can't see no sense in it being us.
Yes, but the railroad figures that fellers like us, Si, who knows this country, can figure out them goings-on and stop 'em.
Yeah, that may be a good figuring, all right.
Certainly it is.
Yeah, for the railroad.
Well?
But it ain't going to stop us from getting the same thing them other fellers got.
We're going to know what we're getting in before we get there, I've been telling you.
Yeah.
That section boss is going to meet us at the junction. And while we're walking down them 2 miles of track, he's going to tell us all about it.
Yeah, but how will his telling us keep us from getting killed?
Well, he can tell us just what them other fellers did and said all the time they was there, can't he? He can tell us at exactly what spot and what time they got killed. And we won't be in none of them places, that's all. Doing none of them things at none of them times. And so we won't get hurt.
Yeah, maybe you're right, Elmer. But it sounds mighty dangerous to me.
Certainly it's dangerous, but we knowed we was going to get into dangers when we started being detectives. Now, come on, son, get your stuff together and give your gun to me.
What for, Elmer?
Well, I want to make sure it's loaded. If we get in any trouble, shoot it off.
I ain't never shot it at all yet.
Well, this'll be a good chance for you to practice with it.
Yeah.
When you get ready to shoot it, well, you better point at me.
Point the gun at you?
Certainly.
What for, Elmer?
So there won't be no danger of me getting hit.
Hey, who's that, Elmer?
Well, how in turn did I know? You can see through that door just as good as I can. Well, come on in, come on.
Hello, Sheriff. Come on in and sit down.
Yes, come on right in, Sheriff.
Can't stay but a minute, boys. but I want to be sure you're all ready to go and give you these.
Yeah? What's them things, Sheriff?
I know what they are, Si. Them's the regular deputy sheriff badges the sheriff is giving us to take along on this case. Ain't they, Sheriff?
Yeah, they're mighty pretty, all right.
That's what they are. You boys want to remember now that you're regular officers of the law. I thought you might have to arrest somebody to do a good job out there, and as I can't spare none of my boys right now, I'm deputizing you boys, you know?
Yeah?
And you now have the authority of Pumpkin County right square behind you.
Yeah, but I thought a private detective like us couldn't arrest nobody.
Si, that's what the sheriff's trying to tell you. We're deputy sheriffs now, and we can arrest fellas just same as the sheriff. Didn't I tell you, Si, that the time weren't far off when the sheriff couldn't get along without me and you, didn't it?
Yes, you did, Elmer.
You betcha.
And I guess you figure we're mighty smart fellas to be making deputies out of us, don't you, Sheriff?
Oh, I guess you're all right for some things, boys, but I got a bigger reason than that for giving you them deputy stars. Now, you boys are liable to get killed. That's a cinch, and...
Elmer, did you hear that?
Si, don't mean nothing. Sheriff just knows he can't get no other fellas as smart and brave as us, that's all.
What's them deputy stars got to do with us getting killed?
Well, I was just sort of figuring that if they knew you boys was deputy sheriffs, they'd think twice about killing you. And if they didn't know it, it'd go harder with them for killing you.
Elmer, that don't sound just right to me.
Hush up, Si, will you? Sheriff is just having some fun with us.
Yeah, fun?
Come on, yeah, that's all. Come on, get your stuff packed up.
Well, I reckon we got everything, Elmer.
Looks like you got everything but the city hall. What is all that paraphernalia you got there anyway?
Yes, our guns and badges and plenty of bullets and stuff.
Yeah, biggest thing there is that darn fool moving picture camera size. Whatever he wants to carry that along for is more than I can figure out.
Yeah, the camera's a good thing for a detective, ain't it, Sheriff?
Well, sometimes they come in mighty handy, yes, sir. But do you know how to work that thing, Si? The druggist was telling me that you was having right smart trouble with it.
Well, I got it running all right now. And I'm going to get some pictures with it at the scene of the crime. I better get some clothes, too.
Yes, well, I don't see how you're going to take no pictures with it in the dark. Don't forget now, there's trouble we're going to mix in. It's got a habit of happening long towards midnight.
Yeah, but some of the clues ought to be laying around there the next morning, hadn't they?
Yeah, if you're still alive to take pictures in the morning.
Elmer.
Sheriff, what's the matter with you? What do you mean, if we're still alive in the morning?
Don't you think we will be, Sheriff?
Well, them other fellas ain't.
And with that pleasant little thought, we must leave the detectives on their way into a dangerous mystery case. Your announcer will tell you when you may hear another episode of Si and Elma over this station.
This is KHJ, the Don Lee Station, Los Angeles.
Tonight we inaugurate a series of broadcast episodes over this station entitled Abroad with the Lockharts. Mr. and Mrs. Lockhart are the typical American Mr. and Mrs. who go abroad. Mr. Lockhart is a businessman, comfortable, blunt, knows his own mind, enjoys his business and his community. A plain American businessman. Mrs. Lockhart is the pleasant type of American wife, a thorough housekeeper, belongs to the Woman's Club and the Literary Club of her town, and still retains the spirit of romance. Their complex situations, we are certain, will delight the friends of this station each week. The scene tonight is the living room of the Lockharts.
Are you busy?
I'm reading. I see where Hoover was fishing again last weekend.
Was he?
Yeah, but he didn't catch any. I bet he thinks that fish are almost as stubborn as senators. He can't be using the right bait. Now, when I go fishing this summer...
That's what I want to talk to you about.
Fishing? Why, certainly, my dear. Why didn't you say so? Turn off the radio.
No, dear, not fishing.
What then?
I want to talk to you about this summer.
Well, this summer means fishing to me.
Dear, I want to show you something. Here it is.
What's this?
It's a circular.
Circular? About what?
A circular about Europe.
Oh, so that's it. I threw out about 50 of those things last week. They were all over the house.
I just want you to look at it.
Well, leave it here. I'll look at it later on.
I want you to look at it now, dear.
Oh, well, where are my glasses?
On your forehead.
You know, these circulars are a delusion. They only tell you what they want you to know, not what you ought to know. Now, let's see. Tour Europe with us. 7 glorious countries. 50 wonderful days.
Oh, isn't it thrilling, dear?
Maybe, but I don't want to go to Europe. I want to go fishing.
Do you know what year this is?
I do.
Well, I don't think you do. This is our 10th anniversary year, and you promised me that you'd give me just what I wanted.
Did I?
And I want a trip to Europe. Nearly every other woman at our club has been to Europe, and I'm beginning to feel such a frump. And it isn't as if we couldn't afford it. And I want you to take me.
But isn't this kind of sudden?
Now, I've only mentioned it once a day for the last 6 months.
Oh, but shucks, I just thought you were only talking.
Read the circular, dear. See? 6 days of calm seas and sunny skies, and then...
A storm.
No. Paris.
Paris?
Paris. The French people call it Paris.
Oh, so that's why you've been having this French teacher here every week.
Yes, dear. I want to be able to take you around Paris myself. We'll visit the Tuileries.
Who are they?
Oh, they're not people, dear. It's a sort of a place with a garden. And then we'll see the Invalides.
My dear, I don't want to go to Europe to visit invalids.
Oh, they're not invalids. That's just their name.
What are they then?
Now, that's just why I want you to go. I hear the other women talking about invalids and the goblins.
Goblins?
Oh, they must be those things on the top of the Notre Dame Cathedral. And then there's the Malmaison.
What's that?
Well, in English that means bad house, but it isn't. Then there's the Versailles Palace with 400 rooms.
Stop right there. If you expect me to walk through 400 rooms, the trip's off.
No, dear, we don't have to walk through any of them. And then there's the museums. There's 24 museums in Paris.
Now listen, my dear. I was in one museum in my life, the Eden Museum in New York, and that was enough for me.
Well, dear, we don't have to go into them.
Oh, I'd rather go fishing.
You can fish in the Seine.
Yes, and catch frogs.
Then we can walk through the Latin Quarter.
More walking.
And see all those funny artists. And
we don't have to go to Europe to see funny artists, my dear. That fellow you had at your club last week, he was...
Oh, then we can go to Switzerland and see the Alps. and hear the yodelers.
But, dear, we've heard yodelers.
And then to Italy, and go through all those marvelous cathedrals.
No cathedrals for me.
And in Rome we'll visit the catacombs.
Are they damp?
Well, I don't know.
Well, no catacombs anyway.
All right, dear. But in Florence, we can see all the wonderful tombs of the famous dead people.
I'd much rather go fishing.
And then we'll visit Venice and ride in gondolas.
What do you call them?
Gondolas.
I thought it was gondolas.
Now, that's just why a trip would be good for you, dear. You'll know how to pronounce all those names.
It's much easier to buy a dictionary.
Oh, why will you be so obstinate? Can't you see I've set my heart on going? I'm tired of hearing other women say, when I was in Paris and when I was in Rome. I tell you, I've made up my mind, and I'm going to Europe this summer, even if I have to go alone.
Alone?
Yes, if I have to.
But what would I do? Who'd look after me?
That's your affair. I think after 10 years I deserve the sort of holiday I want, and not the sort of holiday you want.
Are you in earnest?
I was never more in earnest in my life.
Well, dear, of course, you know, I always want you to have what you want.
So I noticed.
And if your mind is really made up...
It is?
Well, all right. Of course, I'll have to cancel my fishing trip and see about our reservations on the steamer. Maybe we can't get any.
I've already made them.
What?
I've made reservations for sailing on the same day you were to start your fishing trip.
Well, I'll be...
And, dear, we're going to be in Venice on the night of our 10th anniversary.
Are we now? That's sort of nice and poetic-like.
Oh, I'm so thrilled.
But now, just a minute. We've got to have an agreement. If I go to Europe with you, I don't want to walk 8 miles a day getting educated.
No, dear.
And I don't want to see any museums.
No, dear.
Or cathedrals.
No, dear.
Or catacombs.
No, dear.
Or tombs of famous dead ones.
No, dear. No, you can do just as you like. You can sit in the car while I see them.
Well, that's all right. Of course, there may be 1 or 2 of the important places I might like to see.
Certainly, dear, just as you like.
Well, all right, that's settled.
Oh, you're a darling. Here's a kiss for you.
Now I'll have to call up Charlie Morris and tell him our fishing trip is off. Lord, he'll be sore. Hello. Operator? Main 4, 3, 2, 1. What sort of clothes do we wear?
Oh, I have it all planned. You will take your +4s, your gray suit, and your dinner jacket, and your dark suit. And I've ordered a tweed traveling suit and a summer dress.
Oh, you have?
Yes, dear. And the rest? Well, the rest I'll get in Paris.
Uh-huh. I begin to see. Hello. Hello, is that you, Charlie? This is Will speaking. Yes. Say, Charlie, about that fishing trip. I'm afraid you'll have to count me out. Count me out. No, I can't go. That's what I said. Well, Charlie, the wife and I are going to Europe. That's right, Europe. Crazy. Not that I know of. Now, wait a minute, Charlie. You see, I've been thinking about it for some time. Oh, yes, I have. And I've decided that the wife needs the trip. So I've made up my mind, and I have a wonderful little tour planned and everything. Yeah. All right. Charlie, drop me a card if you catch any big ones. All right. Goodbye. There we are, dear.
You're the nicest husband a woman ever managed.
Well, I guess every husband would be nice if he had a wife like you. Now, let me study that circular a bit and see what we're going to get. And turn on the radio, dear. Tour Europe with us. 7 glorious countries. 50 wonderful days. Well, we'll see.
Tour Europe with us. 7 glorious countries. Well, you have just started to go abroad with the Lockharts. Next week is sailing day, and this typical American Mr. and Mrs. again will delight us from on shipboard. Be sure to tune in next week at the same hour and enjoy a trip abroad with the Lockharts.
And this is KHJ, the Don Lee Station, Los Angeles.
Over valley and mountain, river and plain, through wind and storm, rides Anne of the Airlanes.
Ann Burton, after delivering a secret wavelength to Jack Baker by parachuting down to the uncharted airport in the heart of the Florida Everglades, has attempted to find her way back to the emergency landing field near Miami. Meanwhile, Jack, apparently falling in with a scheme to smuggle diamonds from Africa, is assisting the government Secret Service in gathering information on the illicit diamond syndicate. Arrangements have been made for gasoline with which to fly the Atlantic Ocean, and as Jack waits for this gas, Joe mentions the name of a man, evidently a native, that he met who called himself Zeb. At the mention of the name, Vic grows excited and speeds the preparations for the takeoff. Meanwhile, a native armed with a rifle has taken Aunt Hattie and Art Morrison into custody. Could it be the same man that Joe met? And if so, what connection has he with the smuggling ring? And what of Ann Burton? Will she appear at the emergency field? Suppose we look in at the emergency field near Miami. Listen.
No, sir, I didn't see hide nor hair of her anywhere.
Oh, I'm sure that Anne would be able to find a phone or some way of letting us know.
Well, I think Ann either hid herself to wait for darkness or she's making pretty slow progress. Unless
what, Mr. Morris?
I reckon he means unless she got tangled up in them Everglades. And it ain't no trick at all to do that, especially when you don't know 'em.
I suppose I should be very calm and collected, but frankly, I'm nervous as a cat. And you with that rifle last night. Well, that wasn't exactly a sedative to my nerves.
I'm sorry about that, Miss Jackson, but I thought you folks was hooked up with them smugglers, and I wasn't taking no chances.
Oh, one could see that perfectly. But I still can't see why you're interested in these smuggling people, Mr. Zev. Surely you're not connected with the government, too.
Well, no, except that I'm a citizen of it. I guess you must have been sort of dozing when I told Morrison about it last night.
Well, I'll admit I was pretty sleepy. But my feminine curiosity is burning to know all about it.
You're sure it's all right to tell her the whole thing, Mr. Morrison?
Oh, of course, Zeb. Aunt Hattie has certainly been a great help to us so far. And I'm sure your story might clear up a lot of things.
Well, there ain't a whole lot to tell, Mom, as Morrison knows. I used to live here in Florida a few years back. And then me and another fella, named George Ross, got hold of a map from an old sailor while we was down at Key West one time. It showed the place where there's supposed to be a lot of diamonds.
You mean here in Florida?
No, Mom. George would probably have been here today if it had been. No, these diamonds were in a place in Africa, just a little ways from where the Kimberley mines are, but where nobody ever thought of looking for diamonds before.
You never told me, Zeb, where the sailor got the map in the first place.
I know it because I don't know. You just don't ask sailors where they get things like that. I did him a good turn, and he give me the map because he said he was too old to have a try at it himself.
But surely he could have sold an interest in the map.
Yes'm, and I was going to give him part of whatever me and George found, except that he died before we even left Key West. So us two, me and George, we got jobs on cattle boats to Cape Town. And from there, we sort of fought our way through the jungle, part of the time fighting the wild animals and part of the time with the savages.
But you found the place.
Yes'm, just like the map showed. The natives had been using the stones for sort of decorations for years. Only they liked the 10-cent store jewelry we took 'em lots better.
Just think of that, not knowing the value of real diamonds.
Well, to tell you the truth, Mom, from the standpoint of decoration, the glass looked lots better. But that's the only thing the natives was looking for, so by trading them the stuff they wanted, we got along with them pretty good.
With whatever possessed you to leave there with a fortune in your hand.
Well, now, I was coming to that. One day after George and me got together, what we thought was enough to last any man a lifetime, one of the natives come running up and told us that there was white men in the neighborhood, and the signal drums had sent out the word that the strangers were kind of low down and no good, and that they'd been asking for 2 Americans and a diamond mine.
You know, those signal drums are almost as good as white man's radio.
Better. Nobody understands them, except those that they're supposed to. Well, I decided to leave George on guard at the mine and go to the native village and have a talk with the chief and see who these fellows were. But I get to the village and it's deserted.
You mean the natives had run away?
Well, them as didn't run never would run again. Place looked like a cyclone had struck it. So I went back to our camp just as fast as I could, and, well, they beat me to it. Cleaned out everything slick as a whistle. Diamonds, supplies, everything.
But your friend George?
Never saw a hide nor hair of him. Not a trace. But tacked on a tree was a note saying that this was just a warning, that they would take care of the mine from now on. And it was signed the doctor. Well, I couldn't stay there with no supplies, so I made my way back to the coast. Then I decided to come to the States and see if I couldn't run down the dock and maybe get back some of the diamonds he'd robbed me of. And see if I couldn't get some wind of George.
My. It all sounds like something out of a book. Oh, please go on, Mr. Zeb.
Well, I got a sort of a hint that they was operating out of the Everglades with airplanes, and I've been here for the last few weeks trying to find one of them. I thought sure I had 'em dead to rights when I come upon you two last night.
Well, Mr. Zeb, now that you know it really was Doc's gang that you missed, and you know where they are, just what do you think you can do about it?
Well, now, Miss Jackson, you sort of got me there.
Zeb, I've been sort of thinking things over. Why don't we join forces in this thing?
Well, sir, I was just sort of hoping that you'd mention something like that. Only I don't think I'd be much use in one of them airships.
Now, you just leave the airship business up to us. And you take care of the tracking job, which is far more important. Now, the first thing that I'd suggest would be...
Shh! Listen.
What is it? Did you hear something coming? Oh!
Somebody talking. Kind of far away like.
I don't seem to... Yes. Oh, I get it. It's the radio. I've turned the receiver on every now and then. Much as I hate to use the battery, but just in case we get a call. And it looks like we have a bite. I'll see if it is. Well, I hate to use the battery this way, but here goes. Need a little volume, I guess.
D12 calling Morrison. D12 calling Morrison.
Morrison answering D12. Come in, D12.
Where are you, Morrison? Can you give us your exact position?
Can't give you exact latitude and longitude, but... Well, let's see. I'm about 14 miles northwest of Miami as I make it.
Close enough. We've been picking up carrier wave from interstate transport for the last 2 hours, but no voice until a short time ago. Then heard sound like stumbling over something and woman's voice saying, I must hide quick, but where? What do you make of it?
Sounds like Ann Burton's been forced to hide in the ship. But you didn't hear Baker?
Not a sound except the carrier wave.
Have you cross-checked the position of the transport?
Our check shows it must be about 40 miles northwest of you. What are your plans?
Well, we're still waiting for Ann Burton to show up here. We may have to chance a flight to pick her up. I'll call you back in a few minutes.
Okay, Morrison. Good luck.
Thanks, D12.
You don't suppose those 2 gangsters have discovered Ann, do you, Mr. Art?
Well, from what D12 heard, it doesn't sound like it. But it's sure that she hasn't found any way to get away from that secret airport.
But we have to do something.
Well, of course, we don't know just how long it'll be before they can get that ship gassed up for the ocean flight. But they probably have a supply of gas not far away.
Yes, there's a sort of a renegade ship's outfitter runs in gas for these fellas. And from the place that radio man gives, he ain't so far away, but what they could have a lot of gasoline in that airship by this time.
Then that means they might be starting out right now.
Well, once they start out, that'll give Jack a chance to contact our headquarters, because Vic and Joe won't be able to hear what he says or what he hears through the earphones. What about Ann? Well, that one has me stumped.
Well, it ain't got me stumped. That is, if we got one of them fancy bumbershooters that them flyers used to come down in.
You mean a parachute? Say, there's a couple of them packed in the back. But just who's going to do it?
I am, by cracky. If that snip of a girl had nerve enough to jump over out of an airship and trust a couple of yards of goods to keep her from breaking her neck, I guess Zebulon Abercrombie, Esquire, can do it, too. All you have to do is show me how to make the thing bust open at the right time.
But I don't understand just what you intend to do when you get there. If Ann couldn't get back, how do you think that
Now, here's what I figure. I'll jump out of this thing somewhere near this landing field. But you got to fly over it, so's I'll know, because I sure missed it while I was prowling around down there. But you fly pretty close, but not close enough to give them a hint. If they ain't left with that big ship yet, then I'll find my way to where they keep the airship.
Yeah, but I still don't see how you intend to locate Ann.
Well, after hearing what that radio man said, I get it like this. That girl ain't been able to find the road, or else she's afraid to get out on it for fear of being seen, as long as them two crooks are still there. So she comes back to the only place she knows that she can hide, which is the shed where the airship is. Somebody must have been coming pretty close to the shed when she talked into that radio, so she just slipped into the airship until they left. Well, she's bound to be close to that shed. I'll find her. We'll bring her back to that little settlement. Then I guess I can hire that Jasper fella with the speedboat to bring us down the canal.
Well, then, as I get it, Zeb, after we drop you, we come back here and wait for you to bring Ann back. Is that it?
That's right, Art. And once we get all of us together, maybe we can find some way to get to Africa.
Well, first let's see about that chute. Oh, yeah, here it is. Now, Zeb, we better get you into it before we start the motors.
Get into it?
Yes, I'm afraid you'll really have to get into one of those things, Zeb.
Okay. I reckon I ain't as young as I used to be. That strap ought to go over there, right there. And this one? There, that's it. Yeah, say, I must have got this thing on upside down. I thought it ought to fit right over my shoulder blades. Instead of that, it hangs down like a kind of an in-gate on a wagon.
That's all right, Zeb. Now, when you get ready to jump...
You mean I've got to stand up all the way to wherever it is we're heading for?
Have to stand... Oh, I see what you mean. No. You just sit right down on the chute just like it was a cushion. That's the way they're built. Well, when you get ready to jump, all you have to do is to fall out face forward and then count 10. And pull this ring. And I mean really pull it.
And don't worry about me pulling that when I kind of want to put on the brakes. Only thing is, I might want to sort of slow up a little while I count.
D12 calling Morrison. D12 calling Morrison.
The radio again. Maybe Jack sent something about Ann.
Morrison answering D12. Come in, D12.
Interstate transmitter switched from our wavelength to lower band. They called TS and said they were taking off in half an hour.
A half hour? If Ann can stay in hiding that long.
Did you check reply, D12?
No reply as yet, but we're waiting with 4 receivers tuned to frequency to get location through cross-check.
Fine. We're taking off now to see if we can locate Miss Burton. She's probably around hangar. If transport is left, we might take a chance on using their runway. Signing off.
We'll wait for your call. Good luck, Morrison. Signing off.
But suppose that Ann is still somewhere on the transport. What can we do then?
Well, that's just one of the chances we'll have to take. But I hardly think that she'd be able to hide until they take off without some of them seeing her.
Well, I think we'd better start. Every minute might count.
Okay. Here goes the motor.
Getting kind of anxious to get there myself. I just want to see if this here drawstring is really going to work.
Will Zeb make his way to the secret landing field in time to lead Ann to safety from her hiding place in the ship? Or will Ann be discovered by the two gangsters before the start is made? Time alone will tell, so don't miss the next nerve-tingling chapter of Ann of the Airlanes.
this is KHJ, the Don Lee Station, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present another in the series of war air stories by that ace of all air story writers, George Bruce. George Bruce was a pioneer in flying. His stories are reflections of his own crowded life and of the lives of other American war pilots. They are published exclusively in Aces magazine, which, incidentally, has the largest newsstand sale of any magazine devoted to flying stories. It is a late summer morning of the year 1917. The Midwestern town of Empire. In the austere pulpit of the First Disciple Church, the Reverend Dr. Hall is concluding the morning service.
But there is no dispensation made in the commandment, thou shalt not kill, not even for soldiers who fight for their country. All war is murder. The day America declared war, I said to my son, promise me you will not be stampeded by this ghastly hysteria which plunges our nation into murder. Promise me you will never touch a rifle. He gave me that promise, and so I am proud of my son. Rather would I see him lifeless at my feet than to have him mock the Christian ideals with which he has been reared. And now, let us join in song.
Dear daughter Shirley.
Good morning, Father.
Well, Arch, you think my sermon today a strong one?
Well, Father, I've got something to say to you. I think I better tell you right away.
Why, of course, of course.
I don't quite know how to tell you. You see, I've always tried to do the right thing, Father. Tried to obey your wishes. And when I gave you my word, I wouldn't...
Don't say any more. I know what you're going to tell me. The town's been talking again.
Well...
They called you slacker and yellow and all the rest of it. And so the sinners have always plagued the righteous. But you've made your promise, and I know you'll hold to it.
Listen, Father, the town has been talking. Now, I don't care for myself, but I can't forget Shirley. You know what her brother Dick called me when he enlisted that morning and I didn't?
Oh.
Well, the town's taken it up. They say that I married Shirley 3 days before the war was declared to escape enlistment. They say I'm hiding behind Shirley's skirts and my minister's coat. They say Shirley and I...
Shirley, you can't care what this sinful, blood-mad town is saying?
Yes, Father, I do care. Oh, can't you see what it means to him? His friends are gone. The people in the parish are sneering.
Oh.
No, please, don't be angry, Father. I'm Arch's wife. I love him more than I can say, and my heart will break if he has to go to war and leave me. But even so...
Hello, sis.
Well, Dick, you're here.
Just dropped in on the train on Texas. Bunch from Kelly Field, Shirl. I'm a lieutenant. You get it?
Oh.
Lieutenant Dick Landis. Got my pilot's license, and on my way to France.
Oh, it's Dick off for France.
Great, isn't it? They sure give you the works in the Air Force. We'll wallop hell out of the Germans now. Well, Doc Hall, I suppose you're still preaching those milk-sop sermons of yours. The deacon don't seem to be wearing a uniform yet, either. What's the matter, Deacon? Scared?
You're drunk, young man. Drunk with liquor and the lust to kill.
No, wait a minute, Father. Dick, this isn't a very pleasant way to say goodbye. But I do want to wish you luck and...
No, I won't shake hands. Not with no traitor and slacker, I won't. You think I'm going to grab the palm of a guy who insults my own sister by hiding behind her skirts, marrying her so he won't get...
What do you mean? You dog! You can't talk to me like this, Landis. Even if you are my brother-in-law. Take that. Hit me, will you? How's that? How do you like that?
Fighting immediately. What blasphemy. Fighting in the church. Why, Arch, I'm ashamed of you. Dick Landis, leave at once.
Yeah, I'm glad to go. Shirl, I told you never to marry this minister punk. Goodbye, slacker.
Well, they won't be able to say those cruel things about you now that you're a soldier.
Now that he's a soldier, what does this mean?
I wanted to tell you before, Father. I'm going.
Shirley, this is your work. You got him to do this. You wanted him to go.
No, I love Arch. I can't bear to have him go. But I can't have him called a coward. And I won't stand in his way. Why, he could have gained exemptions because of me, but I told him to go.
Make a murderer of my son? No, he won't go. He will not. He dare not break his promise to his father.
I haven't broken any promises to you, sir. I promised you I wouldn't enlist. Well, I didn't. I was drafted. I promised you I wouldn't touch a rifle. And I'm not going to. I'm going into the air service.
Great stuff, boy. Great stuff.
Thank you, Captain.
Your first hop for the squadron, and man, how you handled that Spad. Wow. Say, you brought down them 4 fuckers like you'd been an ace all your days.
Oh,
We've needed you in this outfit for months, boy. Von Gunther's been driving us haywire. And you go up there scouting like a veteran and chase the Dutchman all to the devil. Where'd you learn to fly?
Oh, don't ask me. I was scared stiff, Cassidy. I didn't see those fuckers till they were right on top of me.
Go on, you got eyes in the back of your scalp. Listen, man, I've been out here since the show began, and you're the greatest natural airman I ever seen. 4 Germans, first crack out of the box. Say, you're the best man in the outfit, hands down.
Oh, thanks, Cassidy. But it was just luck. Just plain luck.
You can tell that to a grease ball. Well, you're a queer ticket at that. You don't drink or go out with the boys or anything. But you sure can fly.
Well, if I can, it's just luck, I guess. I was scared stiff, honest.
I bet Von Gunther's fit to be tied. Say, listen, man. What was you before you joined this outfit? What did you do? What's your job, huh?
Well, you're going to be surprised, Cassidy. I'm a minister. The boys in my town used to call me Deacon.
Well, lay me out in lavender. A sky pilot, huh?
I guess so.
Well, wait till the gang hears of this. Say, I got you named, buddy. Boy, put her there and shake on it.
Oh, sure.
So you're the deacon. Well, can you tie that? The lad's a deacon. Hey, gang. Hey, come over here and meet this here ace of ours. Come on over and meet the deacon. The deacon from hell.
The German hates the daughter was real parley-boo. The German hates the daughter was real parley-boo. The German hates the daughter was real until they met the deacon from hell. Rinky-dinky parley-boo.
Boys, meeting comes to order. Right down, you groundhogs. Now listen, boys. Intelligence orders have come through that Von Gunther's going to raid our railway base at Bois Chaperon at dawn tomorrow. And the first crack out of the box, our new outfit pulls the assignment to stop that raid and get Von Gunther at dawn.
Swell.
It's a devil of a job. There are some new replacements coming in tonight, but we'll be up against big odds. It'll take a good man to lead a fight against Von Gunther. It'll take the best man we've got. A man with guts. And a guy who knows how to fight. And I'm going to hand the honor to the boy who deserves every inch of it. He's only been with us 2 days, but what he's done in those 2 days is plenty. Now, I'm going to pick this boy to lead you. Gentlemen, the honor goes to the deacon from hell. Stand up, deacon.
Thanks, fellas. Thanks, Captain Cassidy.
All right.
But I don't know what to say quite. Believe me, I'd like nothing better than to go up there and get this German ace.
Man, you're going to get him. You're going to lead these boys like a whirlwind and stop that raid. That's what he's going to do.
Special letter for Lieutenant Arch Hall.
Oh, well, that's fine, thanks. Say, excuse me a minute, will you, boys?
Sure, go right ahead. Yeah?
12 pursuits. Replacement, sir.
Well, come on in, boys. Join the gang. And you're just in time to get in on the big scrap. Come on in, boys. They're going up and stop Von Gunther at dawn tomorrow. Just lining up the flight. That guy over there with his nose in that letter will be your leader.
That guy over there?
You made him flight leader?
Say, you seem to know him.
Do I know him? Why, that bird is in my hometown. This old man's a pacifist preacher. He didn't even enlist. Got drafted, see? Do I know him? Say, he married my own sister so he wouldn't have to go to...
Hey, Deacon, you hear what this replacement's telling us about you?
Yeah, Deacon, I'm telling your outfit how yellow you are.
My God, Deacon, take your face out of that letter and punch this greaseball a crack in the nose. Well, I must... throw down that letter, Deacon. Show this bird what you can do. Hey! Hey, come on, what's he doing?
I'm sorry, fellas. This man's my brother-in-law, and...
Tell him how yellow you are, Deacon.
Hey, are you going to take this guff from this Kiwi, Deacon? Knock him for a loop. You're a flight leader.
I'm sorry, Captain Cassidy.
Sorry? What the devil do you mean, sorry?
I'm not going to lead the flight tomorrow.
What?
I'm not going to fly tomorrow. I can't.
What the devil's the matter with him?
Ray, look, Ray!
Oh, look at the greaseball, huh?
Look at that searchlight.
One gun. Supply straight. Get out of that field, you greaseballs. Get up there and bring down that Baron.
Got a crate for me, Skipper? I'll show you a bunch some real war. I'll get this German hoodoo of yours. Where's the spec?
Go on! I got to put one over on us. There he is up there, Deacon. My God, what a surprise you pulled on me. Stand there and let the boys know you're a coward. Get the hell out there into your crate. You rotten punk, get out there and fight.
Oh, God, I can't. I can't fight. Not now.
Well, I've seen some lousy ones go stale in my day, but never one like you. Look at that flamer come down. Where's your guts, you punk? Stop shivering. Get up there.
Oh, God, please. Take your hands off me. I can't fly, I tell you. I won't fly. God, if I was killed now...
Oh, my God, you're as yellow as mud.
No. I can't die, I tell you. I mustn't. Not now. Oh, God, there's another one down in flames.
Yeah, your own gang dying and you stand there blubbering like a punk baby. Look at me up there. An envy and on your feet. And your own brother-in-law.
I know.
Look at your brother-in-law. They're going to get him.
What?
Look, 3 Jerry's riding his tail.
What?
Don't let him get you, fella. Hey!
They're after Dick. The smoke pouring from his ship. Get out of the way, Cassidy. Give me that helmet. By heaven, they can't bring down Dick. Stop them. I'll kill them all for this. I'll kill them all of them. Look at him, Sue.
Go toward Deacon. Oh, what a climb. There he goes. We'll save that wedge yet. Go it, Deacon. Get him. Get that guy with the lion on his crate. Attaboy! The Jerry's against him now. He got one of them. Go on, Deacon. Go on! Oh, what a roll! He's on Von Gunther's tail. He's right in the middle of him. 6 Jerry's against him. Go on, Deacon! You got the 2 of them! Get the Baron! God, they must be tearing his ship apart with lead. He's got him! He's got Von Gunther! The ship's burning. They'll make it. Carry on, kid! You'll be all right, Deacon. Easy now. Easy. Take another swig, kid. That's the boy. You come out of that crash fine. They couldn't kill the Deacon from hell.
Tell me. Von Gunther. He was killing Dick. Killing my wife's brother.
You got him, old man. You got Von Gunther and 3 of his men. Knocked that surprise raid into a cocked hat.
Well, Dick... How about Dick?
I'm okay, Deacon. Plane came out of a spin just as I thought I was done, and I taxied to the tree before she took fire. You sure saved my life for me, Deacon.
Oh, Dick.
I'm sorry about everything I said.
Oh, thank God, Dick. You know, if one of us had died, it would have killed her.
Her? What do you mean?
My wife, Cassidy. You see that letter I got tonight? She never told me when I went away. She's in the hospital, and she must have known it all the time. Don't you see... If I had died, it would have killed her.
Listen, Deacon. Listen. I got word from home yesterday. Shirley's all right, Deacon. She's doing fine. It's a boy.
The dramatized story by George Bruce you have just heard was taken from Aces, the pioneer air story magazine. Your news dealer has George Bruce's latest story featured in the current issue of Aces.
George Bruce's Air Stories of the World War, an episode entitled The Deacon from Hell. It's dated February 2nd, 1932, but that date is subject to correction. So if you have any information about any of these mystery serials, and I do mean literally they are mysteries, not necessarily whodunnits, you can send it to me at radiojourneys@gmail.com. Any information you have, I will gladly feature on this program next week or as soon as I receive it from you. Now, next week I've lined up even more serials for you. Episode 13 of The Misadventures of Cy and Elmer, a second episode of Abroad with the Lockharts, and of the Airlanes, and Anson Weeks and his orchestra will be back next week in an episode we definitely have a date for, sometime in February of 1932. So 3 more serials, plus Anson Weeks on a return engagement. That's all for this week, everybody. Have a great week, and I'll be back here next Sunday. Bye-bye now.